Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, Connoisseurs. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. It is Saturday. Happy Saturday, November 8th. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. In this video, we're going to do another rapid-fire news update, this time for the period November 1st to November 7th. And we're already at November 8th. This month is flying by. Crazy. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos, and I do these videos each and every week. Again, it's not a deep dive detail. It's just a high-level overview in case you missed it. And there was a lot to cover this week, so we'll get right to it. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And be sure to follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. And also, Black Friday sale is live now, so I'm doing 25% off the VIP. So the VIP is $499.99 Canadian. You get a yearly access bundle pass to the Pow Group private community and also the annual Algo Alert subscription. So you save $139.99 normally, but it's an extra 25% on top of that. So it ends up being about $375 Canadian for the year. And like I said, you get both the group and the algo alerts. All you have to do is just go over to my channel here, go to posts. It's on X as well. And then just click that link there and you'll get the 25% off. All right, jumping right to it. Curaleaf launches 5th annual Feed the Block fundraiser to combat food insecurity across the U.S. So love to see that given back to the community. And they did report earnings, which we'll cover here in just a moment. Also, Intercure and Cannabis partner to advance MJ science pharmaceutical innovation. The company signed a strategic investment and collaboration agreement amid reports that the Trump administration is exploring MJ rescheduling. Also, Tilray Medical sets the standard for compassionate pricing, broadening access to medical MJ for patients, seniors, first responders, and veterans through expanded pricing programs across Canada. And the only thing that was mentioned in the Canadian federal budget for 2025-2026 was basically some improvements to medical access for veterans, etc. But we know that they're looking to go to one excise stamp as well. So baby steps, we're getting there, and Tilray definitely at the forefront and a leader. Jones Soda also launched Mary Jones Zero, skip the hangover and keep the fun. Mary Jones Sugar hits the shelves. So as we know, Tilray has distribution for Canada. They signed a licensing deal, so they're distributing Jones Soda across I think it was Ontario and BC to start. I have been seeing them in Alberta, so they should be pretty much across the nation at this point. But yeah, we've had zero options for a while now. Like even Tilray has the XMGs, and their Dr. Kush is so good. It's like a Dr. Pepper equivalent, and they have a zero sugar option. They have the regular sugar one as well. And same thing with I think they have a zero orange and a zero cream soda. The zero cream soda is also amazing. So I'm not really a big fan of those high sugar content drinks. So I really like the zero sugar options. The seltzers are really good. The Molos as well. But yeah, I've tried the Mary Jones and they're really, really good. I can't wait to try these zero sugar ones as well. Also, SNDL reports third quarter 2025 financial and operational results. It wasn't great. And yeah, I'm going to be interviewing Zach George, the CEO of SNDL, at some point soon. They were just kind of, pulled every direction with regards to getting this report out. So hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have something nailed down for a definitive date. But I've got quite a few interviews lined up, folks, with multiple different CEOs and companies here over the next couple of weeks. And the MJ Herald, Anthony Martinelli, the founder of the MJ Herald, he's going to be coming on for a second interview. He's actually, I interviewed him, it was probably about a year ago now. So looking to have him back on, looking forward to that. So again, I'll have more details on the date here in the not too distant future. Also, Verano completes redomicile of parent company from BC, British Columbia to Nevada. The MJ company believes the redomiciling in the U.S. better aligns with the U.S.-based business. Also, MaryMed to launch hemp-derived products. Let me just see here. The MJ company will introduce its top-selling brands to new markets and customers, beginning with Vibations drink mix. Okay, cool. So did they say where? Just see here. Yeah, it doesn't really say where it's going to be in core markets. So I guess we'll get some more information on that soon. But yeah, everybody's getting into the HD9 segment. Also, Curaleaf announces notice of redemption for all US $368 million of its 8% senior secured notes due in 2026. So trying to avoid a debt spiral, and debt whirlwind. And this is great to see. We know they have quite a bit of debt. And I think they were sitting on like $400 and some million worth of cash. But yeah, you want to get that paid down ASAP. And if you look at like Curaleaf, for example, they've got such a big footprint. They have the biggest footprint in the U.S., but they said if a peer, like one of their peers, were to replicate what they did internationally with their footprint internationally, it would cost like a competitor or one of their peers around $400 to $500 million to replicate what they've done. So essentially, Trulieve would have to dip into its whole cash reserves just to do what Curaleaf has done internationally. So, I think these companies are really going to want to pay off their debt ASAP, because things are going to get very, very difficult. There's a lot of competition, price compression, and saturation in the market. And, you're going to be competing with these LPs as well. We're already seeing it. You got Tilray selling HD9 products in the U.S. as well, and Cannabis. You've got Organogram now selling into the U.S. So SNDL with their Sunstream it's still being litigated. But, there's going to be a lot of competition. So these companies, they better pay down their debt ASAP. Also, Green Thumb Industries reported third quarter 2025 results. They had revenue of $291.4 million, just a slight increase of 1.6% over the prior year. Cash at the quarter end totaled $226 million, so they need to double that to replicate what Curaleaf has done internationally. And cash flow from operations, $74.1 million. And they had big beat in terms of EPS. They had 0.10 per basic diluted share. But overall, pretty decent as always. Trulieve reports third quarter as well, 2025. Results demonstrating operational discipline and cash flow strength. So third quarter revenue, $288 million, 59% gross margin. Year-to-date cash flow from operations, $214 million. Sold over 12.5 million branded products in the third quarter, up 7% compared to last year. And cash at the quarter end, $458 million. All right, so we'll keep moving right along. Cresco Labs also delivered strong Q3. Maintains leadership and unlocks new growth opportunities. So they had third quarter revenue of $165 million. Again, you can check that out. They did have a net loss of $22 million, but I'm not going to read everything. I've already covered most of these earnings as well. The the Cannabis company, to report third quarter 25 results on November 10th as well. So next week. And we had Aurora announcing their fiscal 2026 financial results. They had record medical net revenue, and international medical net revenue increased by 22% to a record $42.7 million, with leadership positions across key markets. All right, moving right along. Drinking MJ beverages reduces alcohol use and improves sleep, stress, and mood, new study shows. And now we know why. The big alcohol industry and really anything like pharma, right? Like sleep, stress, mood, like it's healthier, it's better for you. Oh man, there's no wonder that the big CPG companies and alcohol companies and pharma companies are being disrupted, and it's no wonder that they want to slow this industry down. They know that they can't stop it, but it's so true, right? Even myself just consuming the MJ beverages, it's amazing, right? Because you go to a party or something and you feel like you're left out if you're not having a beer or a drink or something like that. But if you have an MJ beverage, you feel like you're part of the party, and like I said, you don't wake up with a hangover. Like if you consumed any amount of alcohol, you know that your sleeps are terrible, right? So it's better in all aspects. Also, Curaleaf reported their third quarter 2025 results, solid growth and robust cash generation. So I've already done a video on this, so I won't rehash everything here, but overall, it was a great report in my opinion. Also, Cronos reported their 2025 third quarter results. They achieved record levels of consolidated net revenue. And you can check out the full details on this, but net revenue was $36 million, so still pretty low, but they're sitting on a boatload of cash. Industry-leading balance sheet with $824 million in total cash and cash equivalents and short-term investments. So don't go sleeping on Cronos. They're more than likely going to make a big acquisition, I would think, at some point soon. Major association of corporations, including Coca-Cola, Nestle, and General Mills urge Congress to ban intoxicating hemp products. And then you got this article: beer, wine, and spirits distributors tell Congress not to ban hemp products and intoxicating hemp products as demand for alcohol shifted downward. So as we know, I think Tilray said it has hundreds. I think they said 700 distributors or something like that. Crazy. But if alcohol is on the downslope, this is a great substitute to revive those those missed opportunities in sales. But yeah, it's a kicking and screaming kind of drag them along approach, right? There's always going to be somebody being disrupted by this, and that's why MJ has been so stigmatized. And so, the reason why they're kicking the can down the road for so long is because it disrupts pretty much every aspect of the economy, right? You can make clothes out of it, you can eat it. It's a healthier alternative to smoking and to tobacco and alcohol. Helps with sleep and pharma and like all these things, right? All these ailments. And there was an article from the MJ Herald, and he was on Anthony Martinelli. He was on Matt Gates' show, and he was talking about how it could potentially help with Alzheimer's. So this is a very disruptive plant medicine, and I can't wait to discuss a little bit further with Anthony Martinelli as well in the next interview. And speaking of interviews, Auxly, I'll be interviewing Auxly as well for a third time. It's not going to be Hugo Alves, the CEO, this time. I think it's going to be the president and the CFO. So I'll keep everybody posted on that. Still trying to narrow down an exact time and date. But Auxly is set to report their third quarter 2025 results on November 13th. So it will most definitely be after the results come out. So whether it's later that day on the 13th or the 14th, that remains to be decided. So I'll keep everybody posted once I have the details. Also, Verano partners with Raw Garden to launch branded products in New Jersey. And TerrAscend reported Q3 revenue $65 million with a net loss of $9.5 million. And Florida campaign to legalize recreational MJ has submitted 675,000 verified signatures for 2026 initiative, according to an update provided today by the Florida Division of Elections, and this was on November 6th. Smart and Safe Florida has submitted 675,714 verified signatures for their initiative to legalize MJ. So, as we know, Trump resides in Florida as well, and he's been vocal, said he supported Amendment 3. It failed, but they're going to try it again, and supported banking and states' rights, etc., medical. So rescheduling, I think we're going to see some reform soon. It's taking a lot longer than anticipated. And again, I think once they get crypto legislation out of the way, the Clarity Act, which could happen over the next couple months, then they're really going to start to pivot towards MJ policy. And I've done a video on this, so again, I won't dwell on it too much here, but Canopy Growth reported their second quarter fiscal 2026 results, and the company continues to strengthen financial performance with improving adjusted EBITDA, disciplined cost management, and a stronger balance sheet. And probably the biggest news of all was that the company's as a result, the conditions that previously raised substantial doubt concerning the company's ability to continue as a going concern has been resolved. So, going concern has been removed. That was the biggest takeaway there. But yeah, they had a much less smaller loss than anticipated, and overall turning the ship around quite nicely. And again, I'm going to be trying to get Canopy Growth CEO Luc Mongeau on for a interview at some point soon. So I've been already in contact with the Canopy Growth team. I'm just going to follow up next week now that earnings is out of the way, and we'll narrow down a time. So like I said, going to be a very, very busy time, and probably going to have Ben Z on as well from Decibel for another update after their results. So they're set to announce their third quarter 2025 financial results on November 19th, 2025. Nice that it's a little bit further out so that I'm not driving myself crazy with so many interviews. It takes a long time, folks, to prep for these interviews, and like an actual good interview, not just, hey, congrats on the quarter, what can you tell us about it? Like, yeah, I actually have to do research and some do some find some great questions to ask, right? Things that aren't necessarily asked elsewhere, and that's what I try to do. I don't even know how many times, how many hours I would put into this, like in one interview. Like for example, the Tilray interview, I don't even know how many hours. There must have been at least 10 or 20 hours gone into that. And then, the other interviews, I would say on average, it's probably around 5 to 10 hours to prepare for an interview. But luckily, I cover this sector every single day. I've been covering it since 2018, 2017, religiously, essentially. So everything's pretty much in the back of my head, but definitely need a refresher from time to time. And if anybody does have any questions for any of these companies, please let me know. And once I have more details, I'll be sure to send it your way. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you on the next one.